Yeah, so we thank God for giving us this beautiful, wonderful opportunity for us to gather once again this morning, to be in Kisumu. We came from Nairobi this morning, and we are grateful to be here. Again, the power of innovation that has helped us even to be able to travel short distances, long distances within a very short time. As we start, I also want to appreciate each one of you, Chairman, together with your board, the Sacco leaders, the CEOs, and all other guests, including my colleagues. I welcome you this morning to this forum, Innovation and Impact. And as long as we are in the leadership roles that we are playing, we have to be creative, we have to be innovative, we have to find solutions for the institutions that we are working. Today we are in Kisumu, and a bit has been read about my profile. But one of my earliest experiences when I joined banking, about 30 or 31 years ago, most of the financial institutions, including SACCOs, they had decentralized operations. So a branch of any of the SACCOs in Kisumu or in Orkanao or Nyeri, at any given time, they were not talking to each other. So each branch would probably process, either on some ledgers or other rudimentary systems that enabled them to process things at particular branches. And when I joined Barclays then, as a young man, straight from university, and I found myself dealing with a problem. At the time, the bank had 5 computer centers or processing centers. One was in Kisumu here, and I came here. The first time I ate fish is when I came here for duty in Kisumu. There was one another one in Mombasa, some 2 in Nairobi. There was one in Nyeri as well. And what was happening then? Every day, drivers would transport a very small, something we used to call a floppy disk with data to a processing center. So once the branches close at 5 or 6 in the evening, a driver would pick that small item, take it to the processing center. They are processed. Of course, customer statements are updated, and then they generate reports, and they have to drive them back overnight to branches the same night, so that in the following morning, the reports are ready in branches. Some of us who are a bit older in the banking system, we know how that process was working. So one morning I meet a guy who had come from UK and asked me, Chege, you have just come from university. Can you be more innovative? Having vehicles and drivers running at night, it's risky, it's costly, and it's not right, it's not efficient. So of course with my studies, I just told them, this thing that you don't need a driver, you don't need a vehicle, you can actually send this data digitally, electronically. And those days, Telecom Kenya then was the one that was providing the communication. And we came with a simple solution where you can send that data through telephone, and the computer centers would then process the data, no vehicles, no drivers, and then after that they would send back to the branches, and the branches just needed to print reports from our printers that were located locally. What we say is, that solves sorted a problem, created efficiency, lowered the cost, and even safety and security for drivers that were driving all over the night. We're in Kisumu. Those days I've been told that if you want to get a fish, you actually can go to the lake, and I don't know whether that is true or it was true, but I think it was close to true. In the morning you can go with a bucket near the shore and be able to get fish without going very far. Today, we do not have fish nearby the shores. But what has happened of late? People from China have come here in Kisumu, or the entire lake, some parts of the lake here, and are doing the fish farming just next to the shore. Some cages and other technologies, and they're providing fish at a lower cost, large numbers, and also increasing the number of fish in the lake in bigger numbers. Those are, when you talk about innovation, it's about providing solutions to the problems that we face. Either a new product, it can be a business review, or it can be defining the business models. So today at KETSA, we have over 200,000 teachers, in the country, sorry, we have over 200,000 teachers. What are the challenges do we face? What are the solutions do we need to provide? What are the different ways that we need to provide business models to the customers that we serve today? If I take you back to Sidian Bank, and I want to talk more about Sidian Bank as opposed to the other institutions. Sidian Bank joined about 8 years or so ago. It was probably smaller than some of the SACCOs in the country, about 17 billion in balance sheet, with weak ratios. But we decided that we will look for, or rather with the team, myself and the team, we will look for creative and innovative solutions to grow the institution. How do you go and ask a SACCO for a deposit when you are weak? And they wouldn't give you deposits. And some of the solutions we introduced then is, in this country, every government business, whether county, national government, public, parastatals, and the rest, you need to issue something called a bid board. And at the time, to get a bid board in various banks is a challenge. You have security, do we know you, how are you going to execute, you win, and many questions. We made it innovative, we created a solution and told our customers and non-customers, you can actually get a bid board in less than 2 hours. No security, and you get it either online, and we were the first bank to go to Central Bank and tell them a bid board is one of the tools that enables small micro enterprises, individuals, big companies, as an entry point to start looking for business with the government or government-related entities. So give us approval so that anybody who wants to apply for a bid board can do it in either of our branches or can do it digitally, electronically, online 24/7. And that's what we introduced, a system called Credible, Sidian Credible. So today, and we have done billions of bid bonds through an online solution. That time you start now, people recognizing there's a solution you have offered. So whether you are looking for a bid board of 5,000 or 10,000 or 200 million or 300 million, Sidian Bank is able to offer you that solution online within less than, nowadays we can do it even 5 minutes. Once you enter your KYC, we do it even in 5 minutes. What has led to the transformation of the bank is being innovative. Solution like that, you look for what is affecting customers. What is problems are they facing? You provide a solution. The M-Pesa was also a creation of a solution. Many of us in the earlier years, if you're sending money home, you would probably look for a matatu or a bus conductor or driver who applies the route to our villages. And then you organize with them, go and take this cash in an envelope or whatever to the shop where our parents used to go and shop. And they would go and drop that money and pass it to our parents. Why were people trusted? Because these are our customers. So if it is the shopkeeper, knew that our parents, when they shop and get things on credit, eventually the guys in Nairobi or the families in Nairobi, at some point during the month, they will send this conductor or this bus driver with some money to come. And when the money is received by the shopkeeper, they know that whatever the parents have picked from that shop, they'll be paid. And therefore there was a system of trust. There was a solution that was working. However rudimentary it was, is a creative, innovative solution that was being used to send money to the nearest last mile, to where the people needed that particular solution. As a bank, since then, we've grown. From like I said, from a balance sheet of 17 billion, today we are in excess of 95 billion as at September. Those are many-fold increase with 50 branches across the country, with now over 7-8 million active customers. Today we are disbursing loans in excess of 1 billion every day. And we're doing this through innovative technology solutions. The other aspect of our success is building partnerships. We have built partnerships with various SACCOs. SACCOs was one of the areas that we had challenges getting into. Today, thanks to KETSA and KETSA members, we have over 150 SACCOs that we partner with. You cannot walk this journey alone. It's, I think the chairman or other leaders spoke. It's an issue of collaboration. It's an issue of partnership. Even in innovation, to make an impact, you have to work with partners. As we've seen our growth through the partnership that we have had with yourselves, whether it's an issue of enabling you to have solutions like scanning of checks. So today you don't have to walk from, or your members and staff do not have to move from the branches to go and deposit a check to the nearest branch. If you're based in Marara, if you're based in Wajir, and we give you the solution on check scanning, you can deposit that check to your bank account without moving from your desk, from your offices. Again, being creative, what does it do for you? It shortens the time to clearing. It makes it cheaper for that people do not have to go to the bank to deposit. It makes it easier for us as a bank that we do not have to carry a lot of paper around that is also risky and also create storage spaces and the rest. So these are some of the solutions. So today, we also provide solutions around the PESA link, that if you want to partner with us, that you can transfer money from one individual to another real time. Again, we have those solutions. So ours, as we talk about innovation and impact, is about how do we come with innovative solutions that also impact our mutual customers, that impact on the services that we offer to other customers. And the future is bright, but we have to be able to adapt to change. We have to invest in more technology. We have to build more partners. I've seen some technology partners who are here. Those enable us to reach customers in a cheaper way, in a more efficient way. You can imagine when we say we are disbursing 1 billion shillings daily to about 7 million customers. What are we doing? We're taking away some of your customers, unfortunately. So the customer who would have come probably for 5,000 loan may be taking that money in bits from Sidian Bank through the technologies that we offer, through the partnerships that we offer, through the channels that we are offering. Why are we taking today on our tables Dasani water? Yet all of us knew Coca-Cola as only the supplier of soda. Because they realized the biggest competitor is not even Pepsi-Cola. The biggest competitor is what we need to quench our thirst. Whether it is soda, whether it is beer, but the largest consumption that we have is water. If you look at the tea and coffee companies, what are they looking for? They're seeing there's competition, but who is their competitor? Not necessarily the same beverages. As people adopt more healthy and healthier practices, water becomes the issue. Today, all of us want to save costs, want to increase savings, want to do much more. We can do all this through innovative solutions, through impact. And when I look at the country, with over 200 primary school teachers, an example, over 70,000 secondary, tertiary schools, over 25,000. Overall, all the teachers are in excess of 300 for almost 100,000 teachers. What are the challenges our teachers facing? What are the challenges of the families of those teachers? Because when you add the numbers, each of the teacher probably impact 5 to 10, either the family members, extended family members, So today we can say the teaching or the fraternity like KETSA may be impacting in excess of even 5, 10 million members or 10 million people in our country. What innovative solutions can we offer? Because us as a Sacco and umbrella body at the KETSA, if we do not look for innovative solutions, if we do not come with new products, if we do not look at our business models, then we will have a problem. And competition will eat away our cake. Today we have done well, and the market has been the savings that you have been mobilizing from the members. They have been good. We, in partnership with yourself, we've been giving you good interest rates as partners. The interest rates have dropped. What are you going to do with your excess liquidity? If your members do not borrow, what will you do with the excess liquidity? So you have to come up with new ways of making money, new ways of ensuring that we sustain the operations of the SACCOs that we manage, new ways of serving or solving problems that our members have in the days and the years ahead. The government has introduced, for example, an area like the SHA, where members, of course, all of us who are employed are deducted at source. But we have many of our families, many of the areas where we're operating, where they have to pay the premium, whether it is 6,000 a year, whether it is 5,000 a year or 10,000 a year. How many of them can become our customers? And how do we do it? How can we help them as SACCOs to be able to help them get that 5,000 or 6,000 that they need to pay for the insurance as loans? And they can be paying in bits every month. What amount, if each of the SACCOs was to recruit just the members to support other families for this SHA premium? The amount you're talking is large. How can you do it in collaboration with yourself and offer technology solutions? You make a bit more money, you can lend short term, the risk is lower, and many other things. We have partners in insurance here. How can we partner with the insurance companies to offer solutions to our members? Innovatively, even if somebody is paying every day 50 shillings, or every month they are paying 1,000 shillings, or whatever solution that we have. But my challenge today is that even as we have this conference, that SACCOs and members of KETSA, we operate in the rural areas. We operate sometimes in the urban areas, but majority of us, we operate in rural areas. Why do our parents, our siblings, our colleagues have to travel long distances, for example, to come to our branches for some solutions? Can we be innovative? Can we be creative? Can we come up with secure, convenient, and efficient way of delivering our services to our customers, more accessible, better in operational efficiency, and also sustainable into the future? And as we have had, we have entered in the area of AI, artificial intelligence. Increasingly, what will happen is that people come up with integration. We have all smartphones today. But with the AI, I went to a meeting somewhere, and someone just shares data for a daughter with the information that is available. So if you're using M-Pesa as an example, or you're using a credit card or a debit card, you're using other means to do purchases. And somebody decided to do a program on AI and said, for Robert here, the chair, I'll do a bit of analysis on him. And the system came up and said, for Robert, on Mondays, he goes to a particular chemist and buys this kind of medicine. On Tuesday, he goes to a supermarket and buys this kind of goods. On Thursday, he goes to this place and does this and buys and procures this. On Friday, he went to a hardware and bought this. And you take that data over 2, 3 years, 5 years, or whatever, And then maybe on Friday night, he goes and takes some tea and uji. And that data is available. And the system comes and says, for this customer, our chairman, national chairman here, this is what he needs. On Friday, when instead of him going to the hardware, I've arranged for whatever he buys to be delivered home. For the pharmacist or chemist, every drug that he buys, this can say these are drugs for this. So on Mondays, I will be reminding him, do you need replenishment for these drugs, and I deliver to your home. When he is broke, they can see he has used a credit card. And the system asks him, do you want some advance to buy meat, to buy sugar? I can give you as a shopkeeper in advance. Buy today, I will not charge you credit. So instead of you going to Fuliza, the shopkeeper, because they want to increase their sales, tells you, I'll give you meat. Today, because you don't have money, I'll just add 15 shillings on the kilo of meat that you buy. So to him, the 15 shillings for a kilo of meat, it's okay, not a big deal, but he doesn't have to buy it using Fuliza. That is where we're headed, that the technology platforms we're dealing with will learn more about our behaviors, about our needs, about our challenges, about the issues that we face, and the AI will tell you, this is the way to go. So what happened? And we as SACCOs, then we need to wake up. We need to ask ourselves, tomorrow, can we survive in a different environment? Even us as banks, in Sidian Bank, can we be a better competitor, collaborator, partner with the institutions that we are working in, or we are working for? And the journey ahead is that we must embed innovation in our processes, in the products we offer, in the services we offer, in the business model we are offering. And the next group of SACCOs that will come into the future will be very different from ours. And chairmen of the SACCOs challenge the CEOs and management to come with creative and innovative solutions that offer solutions to the members, that challenge the status quo. Sidian Bank, if you look at our story from 2017, we challenged the big boys, the big banks. Today we have moved to Tier 2. There's a lot of talk about us. It's a good thing for people, there's no bad publicity. But we offer solutions, and that's why the customers like yourself continue to stick with us because of the solutions that we're offering, because of the services that we're offering, because of the partnership that we have built. So as we move into the future, even as a Sidian Bank yourselves, we build an inclusive growth and sustainable development in the institution we are working. Us as a bank will remain enablers of innovation to your institutions, to the SACCOs, through whatever partnerships we need to offer, through offering solutions to your members or to yourselves, and we can leverage on each other's strengths. We have different strengths, we have different reaches, so when I get money from one of my partners, the DFIs, how can I work with you so that where I don't have a branch, I don't have to open a branch, you can use the bank advantage to be able to reach even further to where we want to reach customers and offer solutions and services. So banks in many instances, beyond investment in deposits, they also come with innovative solutions that we can partner yourselves for the benefit of everyone. And of course, I think as we grow, I think Chairman talked about it, that in terms of governance, we need to be strong in governance. We need to make sure that we are compliant. We need to make sure that risk management is strong across all the entities we are operating. Of course, as we adopt technology, cyber security remains a key concern. Even when you talk about AI, it's a key concern, and therefore we need to build strong systems, strong platforms. Whenever we come up with a new product, can we take it through a proper governance process so that we have covered all the risks. We have to protect our members' savings, we have to protect our members' loans, and continue creating an environment where the institution continues to grow bigger and bigger, and then we ensure that there's member confidence and we don't have some of the challenges we have seen in the past. So as I come to the conclusion of my few remarks, innovation is not a choice. None of us has a choice to invest. Years ago, no one in the industry or across the world had a choice to invest in technology. The next phase is not about investing in technology on its own. The next phase we are in is you must be innovative, you must be creative, and you must look at critically the products you're offering, are they relevant to today, tomorrow? The Gen Zs who are joining the institution we operate, the SACCOs and others, would they operate the same way we have operated? Do we have solutions for them? Do we have products for them? Do we have processes that fit their requirements? Do we have ways of serving them better? Is our business model sustainable? Can we operate purely on loans and deposits? I think the chairman has raised a very important issue when he went to ask to SASRA for them to be regulated. And it is good when you take that proactive approach, because then when you can see some of the issues that may face us as an industry in the future, you can tell them beyond savings, beyond lending, what else do they need to look at? Whether it is the way we have invested in technology, whether it's the way our products are, can we be allowed to do more products and offer more solutions in the collaboration with other partners who are regulated by different entities. And that way, then you'll be able to offer inclusive solutions, inclusive products, and better ways of ensuring that we empower our people locally, nationally, and probably even internationally. If you go to countries like Canada, and I don't know whether some of us have been able to go and benchmark, the largest SACCOs in Canada are bigger than banks. And they maintain a model, but they have come up with innovative, creative solutions. And I would challenge chairman and the KETSA officials, if there's nothing as good as investing in our people, getting to know what's happening around the world, maybe you could look at opportunities where you take, even if some CEOs, some board members, to visit some of those countries and learn how the SACCOs in other parts of the world, in Canada, in Philippines, and other places, where they have come with very innovative solutions and they're offering solutions to their members. I saw one I was in Washington some few years back, where a SACCO in Philippines that is serving border members. I think at the time they had more than 5 million members, where in the solution the SACCO was offering, that every day, equivalent of about 10 shillings, the border makes a contribution that is an element of savings, an element of, let's say, contribution to share or insurance, an element of contribution towards repair and maintenance of vehicles, life insurance component, and all those other aspects. And what this SACCO had done was to go out and organize with garages, with mechanics and others that are part of that SACCO, that all their members can go for servicing of their motorcycles, spare parts and others on members' SACCOs, and such they get certain discounted prices and the rest. And according to the presentation that was made then by the leaders of that SACCO, is that is one of the fastest growing SACCO in Philippines, because it was providing far beyond the basic savings, the basic lending, to other value-added services. And when we talk about innovation, we must be able to deal with value-added services, value-added products, solutions, and services that make it better, more efficient for our customers in a convenient way. So I want to end there and say that today we are partners in advancing financial inclusion, economic empowerment, as well as national prosperity for us, for our members, and the communities we serve.